What's going on, guys? Crav here today with another build and tuning guide. As you can see on the screen right now is a Mini Cooper S 1965. Today we are going to be I will be showing you how to build it for D class. This car is basically the most dominant car in Forza 5 for the D class, not C class, sometimes C class, and very rarely in B class. But D class, this is where it is. It's jam. It's the best. It's the bee's knees and stuff like that. This car has had number ones all the way through the whole entire game, the whole entire D class board. It has hundreds of top tens. Is like the most competitive Mini Cooper I've seen to date. So yeah, let's get started. If you haven't got the Mini Cooper, go to Buy Cars and have a look. Look it up in Mini Cooper. I don't think this is the only Mini Cooper in the game. Maybe I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's 1965. It's D class. Its starting PI is 2114 or 214. So yeah. So go to Buy Cars and you buy it there. If you haven't got that, if you have got one, sorry, let's go to upgrade and let's start off. We will not be going to conversions today because everything is stock in there. Aero and appearance, we're going to have the race front bumper, the race rear wing. Tires and rims, we're going to have the race tire compound, the maximum tire width, the maximum rear width. We are going to go to Sport rim style, and we're going to have a Super Advan Racing version 2 Advan. I think it's the 5th rim. We're going to go to the rim style. We're going to have upgraded front rim styles all the way to the maximum. This is going to be front and the rear. So have those. The drivetrain, we don't have a clutch. We have a street transmission. Put the street transmission in. If you have a stock transmission, you drop 0.5 speed and you gain a PI. This is Forza logic. Street transmission, lose PI. Stock transmission, gain PI. And lose speed. Forza logic. Driveline, race driveline. And finally, a race differential. I will just be highlighting what... from now on, I'm just going to be highlighting if it's race or not. You're going to have race brakes, race springs, race roll bars, a stock roll cage, and a race weight reduction. Engine, we're going to go to the air filter, and that's going to have a race intake, a race intake manifold, sport carburetor, a race ignition, race exhaust, no camshaft, I don't believe there's valves, nope, sports engine block or displacement, and a stock pistons, and I believe the last two are stock as well, so don't put any of those in. That's the build. I'll show you the horsepower and the weight and stuff like that. What you're going to be looking for is 133 horsepower, 142 pounds of torque, and 1199 pounds in weight. So that's your targets, that's your stats that you're looking for. And let us go to the tune. As you can see on the board, it's 27 or 26.9, but that's actually supposed to be 27 front PSI. And 28 on the rear. The reason I have it lower is because the lower the pressures you have, the actual tire temperature gets up, and I need higher tire temperatures in this car to give it that extra turn and a little bit extra grip, because there's more contact with the road. There's less air in the tire, so that's the reason why I have the pressures like it is. Obviously it's front wheel drive car, so I have it a little bit higher on the rear just to get that little bit less contact, so the front end is working a lot harder than the front. Gearing, we don't have a transmission. And alignment, I have negative 3.8 on the front, negative 3.4 on the rear. A very, very high camber, but this is probably the highest car camber I have in the game, in my tuning selection. But it does work. It helps. The higher camber on this car helps so much because the car is really, really small. So and the wheelbase is really, really small as well. So it helps stabilize the car a little bit more with the higher camber. Because if you have very low camber in this car, apparently it just flips. So this is the sweet point for camber of the car, and yeah. Tow, I have 0.3 on the front and 0.3 on the rear. The reason I have tow in is it is front wheel drive car, so I need all the turn. You need all the turning that you can get. So the tow helps the initial turn in, the cornering. So that's why I have 0.3 front and rear, just to help get the car turn in more. And the caster is 1. Normally I have it on 5, but I have it on the lower setting. This is because I have such a high camber. Now the higher the camber you go, the lower the caster you should have. Normally I have it at 5, and you should see the cameras are at like 2.6 to 2.2 negative. But I have it on 1 caster because if you have a high caster and a high camber, the tires actually will be on a higher angle, and thus killing the acceleration and also killing the top end. It also is helping the stability out a little bit as well. Keep the car a little bit more stable. So yeah, that's the reason why I have the caster so low with this car. This car has a tendency to have a very, very whippy back end, so that the car comes out, like the back end comes out a lot, because it's a very light car. It has a ridiculously, I wouldn't say a ridiculously power to weight ratio, but it has a really, really, really good acceleration out of corners, and the back end tends to kick out a little bit. So this is why I have the lower caster for this car. And also I'll show you why in the roll bars and the springs as well. So the roll bars, I have 28 on the front and 1 on the rear. There's 2 reasons why I have this. The car's characteristics. The front end is actually really, really soft. So as you brake, the car tends to squat and starts to go straight and loses control. So I've stiffened up the front end to sort the load out on the car, so it doesn't actually squat down and the tires lose contact and you lose turning. And the second reason is it helps the stability of the rear end, because it is a very, very taily car. It is a throttle happy car. For a D-class car and a front wheel drive car, it is very, very taily. So this is why I have the front end so stiff and the rear so soft. The same thing with the springs. I have 400 on the front and 255 on the rear. The springs, just like the roll bars, it helps the car not to squat down and lose contact with the wheels and with the ground. And it also helps with the stability of the rear. And the rear springs was 255 if I haven't said it. Ride height is minimum, so that's 4.1 front and rear. Dampening, we're going back to the issue 1, which is the understeer, because it's a front wheel drive car, so it tends to understeer as well. So rebound is 9.3 on the front and 10 on the rear, and the bump stiffness is 1 and 5. Now you might be thinking, whoa, what is going on here? Well, basically the bump stiffness helps with the turning, so I have it on 1, which is the lowest setting, and 5 on the rear. This here helps so much with the turning. It's crazy. If it does start to get that little tendency to oversteer, you can drop the setting down to 2.5 to 3, but I have it at 5 to have that the extra turn, the corner, the extra turning, the steering within my reach. So if I need that little bit extra turning going around a corner, I have it. I can play with it. I can control it a little bit better. So that's why I always have that little bit of extra turning for that car. So that's the dampening settings. Aero front, you're gonna have maximum front downforce on the front, so that's 100 pounds. In the rear, you're gonna have minimum. Issue 1, understeer. So we have the front downforce maximum to give that, to help with the turning with the car and give that all the steer that we can possibly give with this car. The downforce is minimum, so it's 75% downforce on the rear. It's a D-class car, so we've already put maximum downforce on the front. That's slowing it down, so we drop all the downforce on the rear to get that speed back up and help to have the top speed out a little bit. This car has very low top speed. Its speed is 4.2 on the stats. So that's ridiculously low. It gains all of its time through the corners and acceleration. That's how this car is so fast. It's basically flat out through all the corners. You come down to the straight, it accelerates to the end, and that's when all the muscle cars and all the other speed cars come along and catch it towards the end. But once it gets to the corners, like, see you later, guys. I'm in my own league. So that's the Aero for that one. The brakes is I have 48% on the balance and 140% on the pressure. This is my personal choice and my personal preference. You can have whatever you want with the brakes. You can have blah blah blah, 52% front, 200%, 1% pressure. It's all up to you guys. I would stick with this range though because I personally find it's the best range for the game. You can't go wrong. It's safe, and you won't be locking brakes. You have good brakes, and you won't be locking brakes. So that's why I have that there. And the differential I have on 50% on the acceleration, and deceleration is 11%. You have to have the acceleration a little bit high on the front wheel drive cars and a little bit low on the deceleration. That's just how the front wheel drive cars work. And that is it for the tuning guide. I will go to the leaderboard quickly and show you whereabouts it is like up there. Up there. Catalonia should be second. Bugatti fourth. This car was number 1 on a wide scale a long time ago. A very long time ago. Second around Long Beach. Nürburgring GP third. It's unreal, this car. It's absolutely unreal, this car. Nordschleife. I think I actually saw it get... Yeah, so he's 6, Nordschleife, the behemoth, it's 6 there. Like, it's a power car, it's a power track, and it's got its 6. This car is unbelievably fast. I don't know if it's up. No, I don't think it was there, unfortunately. It works well around Road America West, Road Atlanta Club. Davey Skill actually ran this car as well as Fantastic, so it's up there as well. Sebring full, I think it was second. This car is ridiculous. Oh no, it's a Land. Sorry. Oh, my bad. Can't remember where else. I'm pretty sure it's just ran like nearly everywhere. 7th. Top Gear full. 3rd. So you get the gist of the guys. It's pretty much just number 1 everywhere. Well, it used to be number 1 everywhere, should I say? 4th there. Yeah, so it's a top 10 car, guys. Multiple top 3s, a couple of top 1s gone too far. Do like that McLaren though. So wait for this to load up. Go back to Korea. Anyway, guys, if you like the build and tune, give this a like, thumbs up, share, favorite, all that kind of stuff. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. It actually helps me to figure out if you guys actually want to see more content like this. It gives me motivation to actually make more content like this for you guys. So yeah, please subscribe, guys. It really helps. And from that, yeah, I will see you guys later, guys. Hopefully with another episode pretty soon. Maybe a higher class card this time.